Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday morning. It is about 6:30 in the morning, and I wanted to do a full day of eating with you guys. I work from home, so I always just cook just about every meal for myself. So I'm going to start with breakfast and show you what I've been having lately. So what I do is I've got this, and what this is Never Any brand chicken breakfast sausages, and these are from Aldi. It's like two something for a package, and each one of these is 1 gram of carb. So I always start. I've been trying to eat breakfast, and I just want something simple. I can't really do eggs, so I can only do them limited. And right now, eggs at Aldi are $1.25 a dozen. So we don't have any eggs right now because I'm not going to pay $1.25 a dozen when I know I can get them for like 75 cents a dozen. So I just cut them up into little coins, and then I take some butter, and I usually just take about a tablespoon and throw it in my pan, and then I just cook it up. I saute them until they're a little golden, and then that's just how I eat them. It's a really simple, easy, quick breakfast, but it's just I'm trying to eat more breakfast, so this is a good way to do it. So we're also getting ready to go on our trip, and I had this brilliant idea this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and try it and see how it turns out. I've seen something similar at Sam's in a bag, and I don't know. All of a sudden it hit my brain this morning, and I went, I bet you I could do that. What I'm going to do, my husband got from my parents a dehydrator for Christmas. So I'm going to pull that out probably today or tomorrow, and I'm going to dehydrate some green beans. I know it's kind of weird, isn't it? I don't know how it's going to turn out, or if I should marinate them, or if I should just put salt on them, but I am definitely going to be trying it because I think it would be an easy snack to take with us. Yes, green beans do have carbs, but I'm also going to be eating out a lot, and because of my allergies, it would be better if I have some safe carbs with me, because eating out can be really difficult for me. And the reason for that is because I really shouldn't eat restaurant dressings and stuff like that. And so my plan is I went to Walmart last night to get some unseasoned rice vinegar. That's the only vinegar that I can use. And while I was there, I got a couple other things, and then I ran out of time, and I didn't even go over to the grocery section. So I'm going to have to go over there again tonight and get some rice vinegar. I'm so mad at myself. And then I'm going to make up some dressing. And I've got these great little containers, and they don't leak at all. And so I've got like 6 of these, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill all of them up with a serving of my dressing. And then we're going to be taking a cooler with us. We're going to be gone for 3 nights. We're going to sleep in a hotel 3 nights. So I'll probably take just 4 of them with me. That way, if I want to have more than one salad in a day, I've got the safe dressing. And this will be a first for me. I've never done this before. Take my own dressing into a restaurant. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but I think it'll be fun. So right now it is 6:33. This is really starting to cook well now. So it's almost done, and I have it on high. This is that burner that I think just does high anyway, so that's okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just keeping it moving with my spoon, and pretty soon you'll see them start to brown. They're starting to brown a little bit, and as they brown, they kind of grow, and you'll see that in a second. So I don't know if you guys are interested in this full day of eating, but this is what I'm going to do today. And I hope you like it. If you do, go ahead and make sure you give my video a thumbs up. You know, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of my simple work week meals, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that you can see everything that I put out. I know that I haven't put out a lot of content lately, and I do apologize. I'm working on it. It's been an adjustment with the new job, the new position of the job, but I think I'm finally getting to the point where it's not as stressful. So I know that I did a January health focus and a February health focus, and I haven't really done one for March, and I've been struggling. So I will be going back to doing a health focus come April. Right now my health focus is to get through this month. And then after that, it'll be what it is. So as you can see, it's now 6:36, and pretty much everything is browned. There's just one like right there that I want to flip. There we go. Okay, and that's it. That is my whole breakfast right there, other than my black coffee, which I am going to be making in just a minute. I'll do that off camera though, because everybody knows how to make coffee. But there you go. That is my breakfast. Be that as it is, that's all there is, folks. One thing you could probably do if you like syrup is you could also put a little bit of maple extract in while you're cooking or right after you're done cooking. We like to dip our our sausage or bacon in syrup. So that maple flavor, that maple extract kind of gives us that feeling again, and it makes us really happy. So there you go. That's my breakfast. I will be back in a little bit to show you what else I'm eating today. Hey everyone, it is lunchtime and I am back to make my lunch. I'm going to go ahead and make for you something that I make quite often for myself, and so I hope that you like it. I made it a little bit different than I normally do yesterday, and it was so good. I'm actually going to do that again today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you down and bring over my cutting board. What I'm going to do is take some chicken thighs, and I'm actually only going to take one. This is why keto can be such a cost-saving way of eating. This package of chicken thighs cost $4.16, but this is going to make about 4 or 5 servings for me. So this is a really good thing. And when I make this recipe, it depends on the size of the thigh. This is a really big thigh actually, so I'm going to only use one for this recipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it up into bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to be making today for my lunch a taco chicken salad. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting it, like I said, into bite-sized pieces, and I'm throwing them in my cast iron skillet. You can use a regular skillet if you want. You know, that's all on you on how you're going to cook this, or what tools you use to cook. But I pulled out my skillet, my cast iron skillet today, because I like to use it with cast iron. If you need more iron, this is a good way of using it. It's an old wives' trick for getting more iron in your diet, because the iron will go from the skillet into whatever you're cooking in it. So as you can tell, it doesn't take me very long to just cut this up. And what I'm gonna do before I start cooking it is I'm actually gonna throw a little bit of seasoning on it, since my hand is already dirty and yucky from the cutting of my chicken. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to take some salt here. And I'm almost out of salt. I'll have to get some more salt later in the recipe. And then I've got a little bit of cayenne pepper, and I'm gonna throw that on. I'm also going to use some cumin, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that on. This is a really just loose recipe. It's kind of a riff on my taco seasoning. I'm just adding a few spices in here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it all up and get each of the chicken pieces with a little bit of spice on them at least. So once that's done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the skillet on the stovetop and turn it on, and you can use at this point whatever your favorite fat is. I'm going to use butter. You could use bacon grease, you could use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you want to use. So I'm going to throw a tablespoon of butter in here, and I'm going to go ahead and saute this up. While it's sauteing, I'm going to wash my hands, and then I will start prepping some other stuff that I'm going to make as well to go with this. So I will be right back as soon as my hands are clean. All right, so I'm back and my hands are clean. I've added some more salt to this. The butter is starting to melt, so it's starting to cook. And so I will be keeping an eye on that. But while it's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my salad ready. This is my cutting board. This side is for meat. This side is for vegetables. So I'm going to put it right here and just cut up my lettuce. I've got romaine today, and I'm just gonna cut up one part. And I like to use this knife to cut because it's not a sharp serrated knife. It's more of waves. So this is gonna be what you wanna use for cutting lettuce, because it won't rust as quickly. And all I'm gonna do is go ahead and make 2 cuts this way, turn it a little bit, make one more cut this way, and then we're just going to cut it into pieces. All right, and that's just how easy that is. Now, I am not going to use all of this for my salad. This is a lot of lettuce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my bowl that I'm gonna put my salad in, and I'm actually going to use my scale. And I usually like to put in about 80 to 100 grams of lettuce. So let me go ahead and do that and show you how much that is. All right, so that right there is 100 grams of lettuce, but we still have a bunch left over. So this is where you can do a little side prepping. If you haven't had an opportunity to prep some salads or anything for the week, you can always do this. And I just take one of my containers and I just weigh it to see how much it is, because I'm a curious person. And this is actually 76 grams. So that's a perfect serving size as well. Like I said, I like to do between 75 and 100 grams. So that'll be perfect for my lunch for tomorrow. And I'm just gonna put a lid on that and put it to the side. Now my, excuse me, this is smoking a little bit. Whew. I turned it down, but I don't think it's working. So you can tell that it's really starting to brown and everything is starting to look good. One way that I check to make sure that the chicken is done is I just push on it, and if it easily comes apart, I know that we are getting close to being done. And really all I'm going to be looking for at this point is to brown, because I like my chicken a little more crispy. But because it looks like everything is cooked, I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. Now, I don't like wilty lettuce, so I'm going to let that, I'm actually going to put that on a plate to let it cool while we finish prepping the rest of the salad. So let me go ahead and, oops, hold on. I forget those handles can get a little warm. Okay, so. And there we go. We have my chicken ready for my salad now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a couple more things to put on this salad and we will be done. All right, I'm back and I'm going to make the salad dressing for my salad. Now normally I would just go ahead and use my Italian dressing, but I don't have it made today. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make some taco-ish dressing. So I'm going to take 30 grams, which is 2 tablespoons of sour cream. That's all you really need for a salad this size. And I'm going to add to that a touch of rice vinegar. Because I like that vinegary taste in my salad dressings, you could more than absolutely use water or cream or lemon juice or lime juice, whatever you want to use, but you're looking to thin this so that it's not so thick. And usually what I will do is I will use a combination of the vinegar and some water, because as you can tell, this is not very thin right now, so I'm going to add a little bit of water and see if we can get it to a better consistency. Now you could do anything you want with this. You could use mayonnaise, you could use a mixture of mayonnaise and sour cream, you could do sour cream and heavy cream, you know. This is up to you how you want to do this. Lovely. But what we're going to do is once it's a more dressing type consistency, we're going to add some seasoning. And really I'm just going to add the same seasonings as I added to the chicken itself. Of course, the first one is salt, and then a little bit of paprika, a little bit more, and some cumin, And you know, you could absolutely add onion and garlic powder to this if you want to. I don't, just because of my allergies, but you know, you can do that if you want. And then we've got a little bit of cayenne in there for a little bit of kick. And we're just gonna mix it all up. And that's it. That's your whole dressing. And this is gonna be really, this is gonna be so good. My mouth is already watering. It smells so amazing. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my salad back and I'm gonna start adding my stuff. Now what I've got here is my Parmesan cheese that I grated in my food processor last week. And I'm just gonna add a little bit to my salad. I'm the only one in the house that eats this, so I'm okay to put my fingers in it. And I'm going to add, that's 15 grams. So that's a good amount. It's not small. And then to that, I'm going to add my chicken that I cooked. And then to top it off, I'm going to add my salad dressing. Now, you could add to this, you know, some of those Parmesan crisps crushed up. You could add, you know, black olives and green olives and all that good stuff. You could add an avocado chopped up, you know, a little bit of avocado chopped up, tomatoes, whatever it is that you usually like on a taco salad. This is just, I keep it simple, you know me, because I have to. But this is my lunch today. And I am beyond excited because it is going to be so good. It was good yesterday. So that's why I wanted to make it for you guys today. And top to bottom, this took me 15 minutes to do. So it's not like it's anything major. Of course, all of this can be done ahead of time and it can be prepped and you can take it to work with you. The chicken not being hot is not going to be a big deal. But let me go ahead and show you what this looks like now that it's all mixed up. Doesn't that look yum, yum? So, okay, this is what I'm having for lunch. And I will be back with you at dinner time once I figure out what's for dinner. Talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, it is dinner time and I am back. I am exhausted. It has been a very long day. I actually worked an extra 2 hours, I think, today. So I'm pretty tired, but and I'm starting dinner late, but I wanted to share with you what I'm doing. I'm gonna actually be making 2 meals tonight. One of them is going to be for my husband and daughter, and one of them is going to be for me. And the reason I'm making 2 meals is because we're eating out of the freezer. We have pork a pork roast that's been in the freezer. So I'm going to cook that for them, and I'm going to make some pork carnitas or something. I'm just going to throw a bunch of stuff in a pot and see what happens. And then for me, I'm just going to bake some chicken thighs, and we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got. Right now, I'm going to start with working on my chicken because that's going to take the longest. So I've got this bag of chicken thighs and I've got this package of chicken thighs. I paid $2.32 for this. It was 95 cents a pound. That was a really great deal. And because we've got the week that we do, I'm going to actually cook up several so that we have food for the weekend. Now these thighs are pretty big, as you can tell, so we're going to just, I want some chicken to take with us on our trip, so I'm going to also add this and kind of bulk cook a little bit tonight. This will also be good for lunches for the rest of the week for me, and if anybody wants for lunches for themselves as well. So as you can tell, these are still just slightly frozen, and that's okay. That's all right. And I'm just going to throw some seasoning on here. So let me wash my hands and then I'm gonna get the seasoning. All right, for seasoning, I am going to take my salt and start with that, of course, always. And the salt that I'm using is actually called Blue Persian salt. And my mom gave me this for Christmas and it's really good. I have really enjoyed it. It's a little, it looks a little different just because it's a different type of salt, but it doesn't taste much different. I don't know. I like to pretend I'm a connoisseur of salt, but I really don't think I am. So there we go. And then I'm going to grab my oregano and sprinkle that on. This is just my basic recipe that I always make. It's simple, it's quick, I can throw it in, and I've got my oven preheating at 425. You can cook chicken at a higher temperature, it's okay. So I wanted to get done quick. It is actually almost 6 o'clock here, and so that's why I'm doing it at a higher temp. Trying to figure out what else I want on this. I'll definitely put some paprika on it. Paprika is my new favorite. And so I'm gonna just sprinkle that on. And then I think I want a little kick. I'm in a kick mood today, as you can tell with all the cayenne I've been putting on everything. The one thing I will say is that I had my lunch about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm still not hungry. I'm doing pretty good. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven and we're gonna let that go ahead and cook. And then we're gonna move on to what I'm making for my husband and daughter. Here is a 2-pack of boneless pork tenderloins. Now, these tenderloins are small, and you'll see that in a minute. But because I'm going to be using this for carnitas, that's why it doesn't matter. This was originally $10.98, but I got it for 50% off. So this is actually only about $5.50, which is awesome. And I'm about to sneeze. So, achoo. Whew, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring these out. There's one tenderloin and there's the other one. So these are really, these are going to be really tender and nice and fatty, just the way we want. Okay, I'm back. I had to wash my hands. I couldn't handle it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some seasonings, and we're going to kind of just rub it on both sides. And of course we're going to use all of our favorite taco seasonings with paprika and cayenne. Told you I was in a cayenne mood today. Cayenne, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of salt. I need to go to the dollar store because I am all out of my favorite kosher salt that I get from there. And this is what I get from Dollar Tree. It's great stuff. And it's only $1 for that nice big bottle. And I go through one about every 2 weeks or so. So I need to go get some more. I'm all out. So now just going to kind of pat that in a little bit because I don't feel like getting my hands dirty. And I'm going to flip them over, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. This is basically the same thing I use when I rub our beef briskets, and so yeah. These are like my all-time favorite seasonings always. And the cayenne. And the salt. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these in half. I told you I don't want to get my hands dirty. So there's one cut and the other one. All right. And this right here is my Instant Pot insert. And I'm gonna do these carnitas in the Instant Pot because normally what I would do is I would put this in my crock pot and I would cook it all day on low or on high for 4 hours or so. So this time I'm gonna try it in the Instant Pot and we'll see how long it takes. I'm gonna actually cook it for, I think I'm gonna set my timer for an hour and a half and see what happens. So to my Instant Pot, I'm gonna actually add a couple of, the juice from a couple of lemons. And I love limes, excuse me, lemons. I love limes. Limes have a great flavor. I will add it to water. I will add it to, if I have a drink, I'll put it in there. And I got this little thing, this little dealy bop at the dollar store as well. So it's not like it's an expensive tool that you have to go out and spend a lot of money on. It's just really easy to use and inexpensive. So there's one lemon, and I'm gonna put the juice of another lemon in there. I've watched those videos on the Instant Pots where they like brown the meat and do this and do that, and I'm just like, yeah, sorry bro, not me. I don't do that. If I want it crispy, I'll just cook it the regular way. But I don't know, we'll see how this turns out. I think this should be really good actually. Now if you notice, I've actually gotten quite a bit of lime juice out of these. And normally you have to put a little bit of water in here, but I'm not going to. I think that's gonna be more than enough. So the last thing I'm gonna throw in here is I had pre-cut some yellow peppers. So I'm gonna throw these in here as well. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this into my Instant Pot. I'm gonna get it going for an hour and a half. And I'm also, my chicken is cooking now. It's probably gonna take about an hour, hour and a half as well. And then when everything is ready, I will come back and I will show you what else we're gonna put with it. So that's the start of our dinner. I hope you like this recipe and I hope it turns out good. And I've got another recipe to share with you when we come back. All right, and I am back to make my side dish. My chicken is still cooking and it looks like it's gonna be another good half hour until it's done. The carnitas are still cooking. So what we're gonna do with the carnitas, my daughter will probably, once we shred it up, she'll probably put it, we've got some bread for her, or I think we've got some tortillas or something like that. My husband will either put it on top of a salad or use romaine lettuce as a taco boat and put it on there. So pork carnitas are pretty versatile. The other thing my husband does is he'll just take the carnitas and put some barbecue sauce on it and mix it all together and eat it like that, and then use pork rinds as a dipping tool. And he'll eat it that way, or he'll make loaded broccoli, but instead of using bacon, he'll put the carnitas on top. So it's a really versatile dinner that can be used a lot of different ways. What I'm gonna make for myself though is creamed celery. I made it one way earlier this week. I'm gonna try it a different way tonight. I got this at Aldi the other day. It was $2.88, and I try not to use it but 1 tablespoon a day because it's so expensive. $2.88 for a half pound is ridiculous. So I'm just gonna take a tablespoon of this and I'm gonna put it in my frying pan and get it going so that we can melt it, and finish up what else we're gonna do. And as you can see, I still have stuff all over my countertops, and I cut up some wedges of limes for my drink. Yes, I am having a drink tonight. It was a long day, and I am going to have a little bit of vodka on the rocks with a squeeze of lime. From there, I will definitely be switching to water, but every now and again, you just want to have one little something to break up the monotony of the day. So what I've got in here is I pre-chopped some celery, and this is probably, I want to say it's like 60 grams. Now the other day I made 100 grams. I used 100 grams of this, and 100 grams of chopped celery is actually is only 3 grams of carbs. So I consider this a really low carb veggie that's really good, and because I can have celery, it is something that I like to use. I don't do it near often enough, but I'm trying to get out of my rut and get out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to start using more celery in things. And I like to pre-chop it so that I can make a quick meal like this, or I can just sprinkle some on a salad or anything like that. Now the other thing that I'm going to add to this is, where'd it go? There it is. I'm going to add some fennel seed to this. Fennel goes really good with celery, and so I'm going to do that. And so all I've put in here really is just salt, butter, and fennel. And fennel you don't want to use too much of because it can be a strong flavor, so just be aware of that. The other thing that you can do is you can buy fennel and it looks kind of like a celery. I haven't tried it before, but I'm really excited to do this with fennel in the future. So watch for a recipe at a later date with fennel, sauteed fennel. But what you're going to do is you're just going to sit here and you're going to saute it, and you're going to saute it to your desired doneness. I'm from the north, so I like my vegetables crisp tender, where they still have a bit of a crunch to them, but you know they've been cooked. And I know that there's some people out there that think you should eat vegetables as close to raw as possible. So I don't know, I like my veggies cooked. I like raw veggies. I love a salad, you know that, but I also like my cooked veggies. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to continue to saute this until these are tender. This is starting to really get good. As you cook the celery, it actually gets quite sweet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the heat. I have my measuring spoon with. Half and half I use because of my allergies. You can use whole cream. This is the half and half I use, and I get this from Aldi. And I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of it, which is 1 gram of carb. I'm hoping that it thickens up, but I have a feeling it's not going to. So then the next thing I'm going to add to this is 2 tablespoons of sour cream. 1 and 2. And that's it. That is the entire recipe, guys. It's super simple, super quick. This took me about 5 minutes to make, and it has some really good flavor to it. Now, if you want to dress it up, You can definitely add some cheese to it. I will probably add a little bit of Parmesan to this because I have that and I like it. But you could use cheddar, so it would be more like a cheese sauce instead of just a white sauce. And that's it. That's just the whole thing right there. Super simple, super quick, and super delicious. So I'm going to put this to the side for now. And when my chicken is done, I am going to eat dinner. But I wanted to just show you this right now because I'm tired. I've had a very long day. I've had a very stressful day, and I'm ready to sit down and watch some TV and fold some clothes. So you guys have a good night. I hope you like my day of eating, and don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe because I'd love to hear from you guys about what you think. So you guys have a good night. All right, it is the next day and I have input all of my information into my tracker, and guess what I figured out? My macros weren't perfect. They weren't great. They weren't horrible. Overall, I'm gonna go ahead and put right here a screenshot of what my macros were for yesterday. Overall, I actually only ate about not even 1,100 calories. My protein was more than my fat. My carbs were only 11 grams, so I'm happy with that part. But my protein was a little high. You know, it's a process. And overall, I will tell you that yesterday I wasn't hungry when I got up this morning. I wasn't overly starving. So, you know, at this point, I really don't have a problem with how I ate yesterday. It was good. I enjoyed everything I ate. Did I lose weight? Did I not lose weight? I don't know. I don't care because I'm eating healthy. I know I'm basically following the guidelines as far as keeping my carbs low, and I'm going to continue to enjoy my food. Now, am I happy that I had 1,100 calories or less? No, not at all. And is that something I'm going to have to work on and bring up? Yes, absolutely. And I know that when I stall, which I have the last couple of weeks, that's usually the problem. So that's why I make sure and track at least once or twice a month, because I tend to not eat enough. And on keto, it is so easy to not eat enough. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab my dinner for tonight. And I hope you liked this video. Thank you for hanging on. I know it was a long one, but it's got a lot of good recipes in it. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.